welcome to day 10, where we are going to talk about the fear of not having control. So if you've ever just felt like life is spiraling and no matter how hard you try, you just can't get a handle on it, you're in the right place. Hey there, I'm Anna, and I help purpose-driven women live with intention right where they are, even if you're in the middle of chaos, uncertainty, and the overwhelming need just to keep it all together. And if you haven't already, don't forget to download your free printable challenge guide. It is linked in the description box below. And it's going to help you just to go a little bit deeper with the reflections and the applications of this journey. So in today's video, we're going to unpack the fear of not having control and how trusting God's plan, even when it's unexpected, can actually lead to peace. First of all, God's plan is always better than our plan. Psalm 37:5 says, "Commit your ways to the Lord. Trust in Him, and He will do this." Proverbs 16:1-3 says, "To humans belongs the plans of the heart, but from the Lord comes the proper answer of the tongue." Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and He will establish your plans. Practical tip for you is that instead of mapping out every single outcome, practice saying daily, "Lord, I commit this to you." Write down one thing each morning that you're tempted to micromanage. So whether it's a conversation, maybe it's a schedule, or a relationship, and then turn it over to God in prayer. Second of all, unexpected things will happen, but we are not without peace. Psalm 46:10 says, "Be still and know that I am God." Romans 8:28. It says, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him and who have been called according to His purpose." Practical tip in this is when something unexpected just throws you off, pause, take in one deep breath while praying, "God, help me to be still in you," and create a God's Got This journal where you record moments where something was off. It was just off course, but God worked it out anyway. Revisit that journal every time that fear creeps in. Third, we often try to control because we are afraid of rejection. Romans 8:28 again reminds us, because it applies to this beautifully. Sometimes our need to control comes from the fear that if we're not perfect, we won't be accepted, included, or even wanted. And we try to control how others see us, how we're perceived, whether or not we're loved. But the truth, God has already chosen and accepted you. My practical tip is to let go of the image management. Write down one area where you're afraid of being rejected or just misunderstood, and then surrender it to God. So tomorrow's video is really all about the fear of not being accepted. So if that's something that you've ever wrestled with, don't miss day 11. Well, thanks so much for joining me today. Let me know in the comments below, what's one area where you are learning to surrender control to God? Make sure you give a like to this video if it brought you value, and share it with a friend who might be struggling with the same exact fear. And then of course, don't forget to grab your free printable challenge guide. It is in the description box below.